Welcome to Degrees of Separation, a podcast where we journey to learn how we are connected and who we are connected to.
It gives us at least a glimpse of how connected we all are.
From entrepreneurs and small business owners to difference makers and thought leaders throughout our communities. This is Degrees of Separation with Joshua Peacock and Daryl DJ Sales.
Hey, what it is, what it do, man. We back off up in this thing one more time, man. It's your host, Elder Joshua Peacock.
And your boy Daryl DJ Sales.
Yes, sir. Welcome to Degrees of Separation, where we find out how we're connected and who we are connected to. Hey, DJ, man, we done made another connection, man. I'll let you take it from here.
Yes, sir. We made another connection. Just a fabulous woman that I met at my son's a track. Yeah, we met at a track meet, and it's funny because how we met is I saw like the logo of her business, and I was like, man, I know I seen that thing from somewhere. Like it just stuck out to me. And I'm like, man, I know I seen it from somewhere. So I just kind of questioned her, like, hey, are you native to Gainesville? Asked a couple of questions, and I was like, man, I think it'd be dope, for you to come on through and, show love on the podcast. And, she decided to come through, just bless our podcast. And I'm introducing to y'all, the one, the only, Donzie Titus. Among other things, she's the owner of Royal Realty. But also among other things, that we'll kind of get into. So let me just go ahead and introduce her so we can go ahead and get into this. Donzie Titus.
Woo! I'm still working on the how you doing? I'm still working on the applause. I tried to add it on there, man. I gotta figure out another way to do it. I think it's another file I gotta put on there. But man, yeah. I thought you was finna give it the traditional invitation of the preacher, I present to some and introduce to others.
Nah, I wasn't gonna take it traditional, man.
Oh, okay. But yeah, man, that's cool, man. So are you from native to Gainesville?
No, I'm actually born and raised in New Bern, North Carolina. But we moved to Gainesville from Nashville, Tennessee. So,
okay,
yeah.
So you done been all around the South, all over the place.
Dude, that's my plan. I plan to just keep moving. My house has wheels on it, so we're gonna maximize that. We're gonna see all we can see.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How did y'all end up in Tennessee?
So when I graduated from high school, I already had family in Tennessee. So I graduated and I moved to Tennessee with my brother, who is like the foundation of who I am today. And so I moved with him, went to college in Tennessee, and that's where I met my husband. And then we had a family, and now we're here in Florida.
So let me ask you this: which do you like best out of Florida, Florida, Tennessee, and North Carolina?
Which state do I like best?
Yes.
Oh, that I can't do that, bruh. I can't tell you which one I like best because each state has a certain type of value attached to it, depending on whatever season. With every season of life, you change. You're being molded and you're growing. So I really can't say one is best. I'm really enjoying Florida right now because it's allowing me to enjoy my rest season. I'm not in this hustle and bustle, I'm in the slow pace of Gainesville, in Nashville. Everything's so freaking fast. It has to be done right now. Right. And in the real estate industry, you're always going. So I've been very blessed to have a team now that takes care of the go while I'm here managing, so I'm enjoying my season of rest right now. I think that's just the best way I can put it.
Okay, because I wanted to move to North Carolina. I still kind of want to, but there's life's everything has to line up for you to make that move.
Right.
Sell houses and get family situated and so on and so forth. But that's a desire of mine to possibly move to North Carolina. I had a friend that stayed up there. He says good things about it, so I just wanted to. But I'm a Florida boy, so I
It's
was
a
hoping you
great
said
place.
Florida. Okay.
North Carolina is a really great place. But for me, when I was in North Carolina, that was more so born and raised. I didn't go out and start creating and doing until I left North Carolina. Perspective, it was good, but I haven't been able to really experience like business wise being an adult with kids in North Carolina. You know what I mean? That was my childhood spot. So I
Right.
probably wouldn't be talked about North Carolina if you want to take family and do big stuff.
Okay.
But see, Florida has a way of like keeping people here though. Like I don't know what it is. Like people when they come to Florida, it's like they just love it. They don't want to go nowhere. I mean, warm weather, beaches.
I will say I've been
Yeah.
spoiled. The winters here are bomb. I love it. My friends are sending me pictures
It's like,
and they're like, I'm
yeah.
cold and I'm in shorts and I'm like, I'm at the beach. So I do like the weather. The weather's great.
Yeah, we get like a week or two of cold and then we right back to 80, 70, 80 degrees, man.
But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get into the story. Or into that backstory. Royal Realty. How did it come about?
Okay, so it came about because I was in real estate as a real estate agent, so like an affiliate broker, like a realtor working under a broker, and a brokerage, the firm. And I knew that I was moving to Florida, but I wanted to still be able to position myself to take care of my people. I have people that trust me with their real estate endeavors, and I wanted to still have my hand in it. I didn't just want to refer them off to somebody simply because I'm. So I went to the firm that I was at the time, asked them, could I build a team? And they told me no. Well, you tell me no, I'm gonna find a way to create what I need to get my yes. So that's how Royal Realty came about. I was like, all right, Lord, give me what I need. Show me what I need to do brokerage to create this firm that I need so that I can still be in position, not physically, but still be in position for my people in Tennessee. And literally, doors just started opening, y'all, like miracle after miracle, left and right, to the point where I'm like, I don't know if I could be a broker. I've only been a realtor for 6 years. Falling in line to the point where um, my ride or die, my ace, she was on the back end doing stuff that I didn't know she was doing. She literally was doing all of the research for me, y'all. She had looked up what I needed to do to open up the office, found the office, bruh, found an affordable office, called me and was like, okay, girl, this is what I found. You ready? And I'm like, hold on, I ain't even took the test yet. So it was like, oh my gosh, okay, let me get in the flow. Let me do this, So that's how it came about. And I Lord, and here I am with a whole brokerage. It's like, oh my God.
She's still on your team though, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you can't lose her. You can't lose her.
Man, absolutely not. Yeah, I'm learning to learn how to respect and embrace those who are loyal to you from the beginning, middle, and end. That's huge. Even if they decide to transition out of your space, always respect them, because loyalty, bruh, loyalty
Right.
is deep, and
Right.
she's very loyal. They're very loyal to me. My team is great.
I got a question. What's the difference between just being a realtor and having a broker?
So a broker is more so the manager of all of the realtors. So they take on all of the responsibility, legalities, and the brokerage is the house, the hub. So in order to be a real estate agent or a realtor, in whatever state, you have to place your license brokerage. And so that's the difference. The broker just manages all of the agents, depending on what type of broker you are. With me being the principal broker and the founder and the owner, pray for me, y'all, because I'm working hard to transition into just the founder and have a managing broker and a principal broker. But you gotta start somewhere. But there right now, I'm all of it at the time. So, but yeah, that's the difference. Just from a management standpoint and owning the company and having people work within your company.
That's dope.
So, it seems like people who are pivotal, pieces, long-term, I call them long-term players. They helped you out, man. That's dope to hear. I love how a lot of our endeavors, or at least for me, I feel like it's consistent. A lot of my endeavors, and that the Lord kind of pushes me to go and do. I just come to find out that there's people around me who are just like orchestrated, who are just put there, to kind of help me out, to push me to that next level or to challenge me, man. And that's real dope. But
Yeah.
I have another question. So like if somebody wanted to like get into this career, like what are some things that they could like expect early, like like when
I'm gonna just be. I'm gonna be
you're
very.
good, you're
You're
good.
talking about real estate. You're talking about real estate.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
You're saying what are some things they can expect, or should they
Like
expect?
like some things that could be roadblocks, or some things that could be stumbling blocks, that they could expect, early. Like, man, this was kind of tough for me, or so watch out for this, or you know what I'm saying?
The main thing, in my opinion, and from experience, is going into real estate with the idea of it being easy money. That is the biggest fallacy there is out there. Real estate is a freaking monster. It's a beast. And I'm telling you, because what happens is you're entering into a den of wolves. Okay. When you start dealing with people that, when you start dealing with people and big money, you see sides of people that you just can't imagine. Y'all has shown me so many times, Don, you will always see the heart of man whenever money is involved. That's when you see true heart posture with people, especially when it's big money. So never ignore that. I don't care who they are, what they are. So the biggest thing, or the biggest challenge, or whatever it is I'm trying to say right now, idea of real estate being easy. Yes, you can go get your license. Yes, you can pass the test. Yes, you may get a few sales here and there, but it takes a person that has tenacity, that's willing to ride the wave of the real estate industry. Real estate comes in waves, and the only way to ride that freaking wave of real estate is to be you on your platform. I don't care what that looks like. Just be who you are. Don't go out here and try to do no fake marketing to try to generate leads. Your gift will make room for you. And your gift is, so if you're going to do it, get out there, do it authentically, and be you. If they don't like you, rocks. They can go somewhere else and go to Zillow. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. But that's the advice that I can give as far as the real estate industry. It's not easy, because you have people out there who are doing real estate that are not licensed. Real estate is an endeavor that, yes, you can get the house multiple ways, but it doesn't mean it's the right legal way. It doesn't mean that it's the best way. So just like with anything, like, would you go and have surgery on your foot with a person that specializes in cleaning teeth? Absolutely not. So with real estate, you need to make sure you're dealing with somebody that specializes in that. That's their thing. That's their baby. They take pride in real estate. Don't just go to somebody who's the middleman and has Googled how to do I'm not throwing anybody on the bus, but has Googled. I've dealt with so many deals, y'all, and so many people who are involved in real estate and what they're doing. And it's detrimental to the industry. It's detrimental to the clients you're serving. People are losing money left and right and sued left and right. And that's the stuff you don't hear about in these marketing platforms. You know what I mean? They just show you their volume. But they don't tell you they had to spend $10,000 because they had a lawsuit because they weren't compliant with the state, or they didn't do the contract right. So just use wisdom when you take the pursuit if it's something that you want to do. Sorry, I went on and on. I can talk.
No, perfect. Creme de la creme. So in each state you have to take a test for your license, or do other states share? Could you use your license from another state and just move it, or you have to take a new test?
Yes, you can, absolutely. The rest, it depends on the state. So it's called reciprocity. There are some states who will acknowledge the license of another state. So that's how I got my Georgia license. So I'm licensed in Georgia as well as Tennessee. Well, Georgia recognizes my Tennessee credentials. So I was able to do the reciprocity rule through Georgia. So yes, you can, depending on the state and their requirements, you can work in multiple states. That's actually what I'm working on now, like figuring out how to leverage the Tennessee license from a brokerage standpoint and expand.
That's dope.
All right. So speaking of, is this the only thing that you kind of like want to do, or is there anything else that you kind of have your hands in? Or
Oh my gosh, I was so hoping you was gonna ask that. Okay, so I found out not too long ago. I read this book that my friend gave me, and she and I are wave. I'm the type of person I don't just stick to like one thing. Like I feel like I'm always giving visions, ideas. I'm just a creator and an innovator. So I'm always writing stuff down, and I'll get something accomplished and I'm like, okay, let me try the next thing. So I found out that I am a wildpreneur. I read a book and the book is called Wildpreneur. I've never heard of it in my life, but I read the book and it gave me so much peace, y'all, because so often out here in the world, you hear people say, one thing. Absolutely not. I'm not created to just do one thing. Like the Most High, he's sovereign. He's every freaking way all the time. He doesn't just focus on one freaking thing. So if I'm in his ear, can just, anyway, this whole that story. But so this is what I do. I'm a broker. I own my own brokerage. I'm also a nuclear medicine technologist, X-ray technologist. I'm a mammographer. I have my bachelor's in healthcare administration. Also, what else? What else do I do? Oh, I'm a health and wellness coach. Fitness is my freaking jam, y'all. I love working out. I love making it, but I'm just silly. I can be so dumb at times. And my kids are like, Mama, you are so silly. But I'm like, I'm just free in me. I love healthy eating, but I have a passion to make sure, when I'm preparing food for my family, that it has a taste of soul. Like I don't want them to associate healthy with, oh, it tastes like paper. You know what I mean? So I do a lot, y'all. I do a lot, but I enjoy.
That's cool, man.
Like
That's
that's my
dope.
peak. It sounds weird, but that's how I move. I'm doing multiple things, so I'll accomplish something. And I'm like, all right, let's try something else. And my poor husband, he's like holding on, like, oh God, like he's like, I'm just fasten my seatbelt because you have me all over the place. So, but yeah.
my mom's an X-ray technician.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, she's been doing it for like over 30-something years. Yeah.
Oh, I love it, man. I haven't. I currently work as a nuclear medicine technologist in Florida as well. I just started that job January, and it's so humbling, y'all. It's so humbling because to go back to what I worked so hard to be able to leave is humbling. And when I got into real estate, my heart passion, I was in nuclear medicine. And for those of y'all, is nuclear medicine. So nuclear medicine is just an imaging modality that allows the doctors to look at the function of an organ. So what I do is I just inject radioactive isotope into the veins of people. And depending on the organ, the function of, that isotope will go directly to that organ, light a camera, and then I can give a diagnosis to whatever doctor is ordering it. So that's all nuclear medicine is. I mean, that's all it is. But to be back in that space now has been a beautiful thing. And I heard y'all tell me the other morning, I was sitting in the truck, and he was like, now, Donzie, I have you right where you need to be, at my feet. And y'all, I just went in, just crying, praising him, because it's like now that I'm back where I need to be, like I'm detached from all the hustle and bustle. Yeah, I still got a lot going on, but I've slowed down, and I'm like be right now to be able to hear him fully.
Right.
So often when you get in positions of leadership, it can get loud. It can be really loud in the world when you're in a leadership role, and that's the role that I'm in right now. And I'm just like, And so to be back in nuclear medicine, PRN, I work when I want to, but it's freeing. Like, other me. And plus, if I don't get, somebody else is gonna get the bag. So just go get the bag.
Now, you have a very unique name. Is Donzie an abbreviation, or is that your actual name?
Oh
And what does it
Lord.
mean?
Okay, so my government name, as I like to call it, because there's nobody in the world with this name, so I can't get in trouble. They're gonna find me. My government name is Don, with 13 letters in this name. And yes, I'm from America. I'm not from the country.
So is Don with another 13 altogether?
Don Zetaquis, yeah, that's my name.
And if you don't mind me asking, is there a combination of names, or does it have a particular meaning, or
So
she
you know
sighed
how
on it.
when
She
our people, so you know when our people have the opportunity to create and they go all out.
Yes.
I think that's what my mama did. Like she just went all out. But my father's name is Donald, and Zetaquis, apparently, this is gonna be funny. I love my mama. Let me put that out there. Zetaquis, the second portion of it I was apparently named after an Olympic athlete, but she was like, so she saw Zetaquis up there and on the TV screen, and she wanted to put that with it. Y'all, I've Googled, I can't find this lady or this person. I don't know if they even ever exist, but I'm like, okay, Mom, I will embrace it and I love you. So that's where it came from.
No, I ask because it's a very unique name, and that is a name that when you hear it, or you're associated with it, it could be a marketing tool, and it can bring customers to you. And like once they meet you, and your name and your personality match, is you'll become someone that is unforgettable, and then
Right.
you render a service that's unforgettable, and it just takes you to a whole nother plateau.
Yeah, it's crazy because I was sent the I guess like a virtual business card type thing, and it said Donzie, and I never, I'm like, hey, that's just her name, but at the same time, if I'm just looking at it, thinking about it, I'm like, if it was like 13 letters long, it's like, the Donzie is very aesthetically pleasing, is what I'm trying to say. It's easy to remember, it's easy to associate, like to, I guess, a person. You feel me?
Right.
But that's dope though. That's crazy.
Thank y'all so much. I'm trying not to cry. I'm like, hold tears back. Y'all,
Now,
you really have no idea how much of a blessing this opportunity is for me. I don't take this for granted. I'm so excited. It's just, I'm just grateful for this opportunity.
we man, look, it's good to have you, man. It's good. She fast forwarding all into the end when we doing all of appreciations and stuff like. But no,
Oh, sorry.
what? Now you good, you good. This is actually a very good conversation, and that's what we like to have is just bring the conversation to the people so that they can have an understanding, because there are so many aspirations that people have, but they just don't know how to get started. They don't know where to get started. And then we have these, celebrities and famous people that are pushing things, but they need to see a person like them doing it, because I can reach out and I might have a friend that is like you. You might remind me of a family member. People that we see on TV, I can't reach out and touch them. I can DM them, but what's the likelihood of them reaching out to me? But if somebody sees this and they reach out to you, it's probably 100% that you're going to reach back out to them and develop that relationship. So we love to have everyday people on, and what you doing, man. Look, you need to be celebrated because you like the people from A Living Color, the Jamaicans who got about 20 jobs. You know what I mean?
Right. It's
You
so,
got you some jobs, girl.
I don't, listen, I don't play. I just know, I know who I am, you know what I mean? Like, and I know fire that burns inside of me is my gift. It is my purpose. It is my calling. So it's up to me to continually feed that fire, and embrace it and not confuse it with ambition. It's not ambition, bruh. It's me. I don't like to call it ambition, and be like, oh, you're so ambitious. No, bruh, this is me. This is who I was created to be, and I'm going to feed this fire and I'm going to keep going, because there where that fire is, Yah is. So if I stay close to that fire, feed and be okay in that fire that burns inside of me that tells me, no, do it anyway. That's the Most High. Go do it anyway. I hear it all the time. So I'm not going to allow, the world or their perception of what life should look like, AKA the American dream, keep me from pursuing who I'm called to be. So.
Right. Let me ask you a real estate question. Now
Okay.
they have I would believe so trailers like like trailer park trailers or mobile homes in Tennessee, right? Because they're very popular here in Florida. Now
So
I
when you
see
say mobile
these
park homes, what do you mean? Like,
mobile
clarify.
homes, just like mobile homes, like double wides, triple wides,
Yeah.
single
Okay.
wides. Now I grew up in a mobile home. I've had people I know grew up in mobile homes, and mobile homes
Me
in the
too.
past did not carry value, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I see these things are becoming more luxurious and as expensive as a permanent home, or what would you call it, a block home, or uh,
Right.
a non-mobile
Your
home.
typical residential home.
Yes, typical
Right.
residential home. Thank you for the verbiage. Now, are these luxurious mobile homes, double wides, triple wides, are they retaining that value, or are they still losing value from year into year?
So this is my opinion. First of all, it's all about the location of the mobile home. So you gotta, it's based on the location. It's always of the house or the mobile home to be able to determine if that mobile home is retaining their value. If you take a mobile home and you put it in Nashville, Tennessee, and you have it in a desirable area, if it's on acreage and stuff like that, it's going to increase in value. Me personally, I wouldn't advise purchasing one of those, simply because when you get ready to sell it, the value is, in my opinion, it's going to be less. However, also from a lending perspective, so most buyers don't have cash, finance. So from perspective, when there is a mobile home involved in the contract, there's so many more gray areas. There's so many more hoops that people have to jump through in order to get the loan approved. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Versus with the traditional residential home. If you are going to do a mobile home, my opinion would be have your own land. Do not go into a park, a mobile home park. Don't do that. Do not do that. Have it on land. That way you have acreage, which will bring up the value of the mobile home, and just make sure the location is good, because what can happen is, depending on the location and how you have the mobile home set up, when you get ready to sell it, you could actually get more equity from it, because depending on the type of buyer that you attract, they can look at the home and be like, man, it's a modular home, but I'm getting way more over here in comparison to this, traditional residential home. So I can get land, I can get more space, right? And I'm not attached to a HOA. I can do whatever I want to on my land. And that can position you to actually get more and get a higher offer. You see what I'm saying? So they may be willing to give you more than what you're asking, because the perception of the buyer at that point is that this home is actually worth more to me in this season. So that would be my input on the mobile home pursuit.
No. So I have another question. Did you have like any any motivators, like and when I say motivators, I mean like people, like did you have any motivators or anyone who kind of was like besides your I know you mentioned your friend, but besides them, maybe someone who was maybe in career choice, before you, and they kind of said, hey, you know this is how you do it, or anybody, who kind of just motivated you.
Absolutely. My husband is my ace, bro. Like, he motivates me when I don't want to motivate myself, And so my husband is just everything. But when I started the career, and I went into office, I'll never forget it. I went into the office of Keller Williams, and in real estate, you're interviewing them. The brokerage, they want you because you're going to make them money. So it's opposite in, sorry, I'm in a common area, so you might hear a little background. But it's opposite in real estate. They want you. So when you go in and you're interviewing these different brokerages, you have to have the perception of, do I want you though? It's different. So, and I went in there, and I'll never forget, the guy's name was John. And he looked at me, he said, you know what, kid? He was like, I was just starting, just got my license, I knew what I wanted. I knew where I wanted to go. He said, I see something in you, kid. He said, you come on with me. I'll give you everything you need. This man bought my signs, y'all. He bought my cards. And I didn't have what I needed. And it was literally a faith walk. I was like, okay, y'all, I trust you. So I went in there, and that man looked at me, and he knew that there was a possibility that I may not come back. He knew that I was, like interviewing other brokerages. And so I decided to stay there, because I knew that he saw something in me that I didn't yet see in myself, because at that point, it was just about grind, get it done, grind, grind, grind. So I really couldn't see who I was in that season. I just saw myself getting the bag so I can be home with my children, being away from healthcare. Like in this season, I was trying to get away from healthcare. And I'll never forget it. I passed the test, got everything done. And I went to my husband in the kitchen. I was like, babe, it was almost $4,000 to get started, because John told me, calculate how much you need to get started before you start. Have it, then start. And so I told my husband, I was like, babe, we need almost $4,000. We didn't have it. I sat there and I said, you know what, Lord? I trust you. You didn't bring me this far for this door not to open. Y'all, I went to work. I was working in nuclear medicine at the hospital. Went to work that next day, talking to a nurse that I work with, and I was just talking to her. She's like, Donzie, how's it going? I was like, girl, it's going great. I passed my test, and I'm typing up my report. I said, she said, and I was like, I want to go to Keller Williams, but I need to get the money. I want to have the money first. Y'all, that lady looked at me. She said, how much do you need? I think it was like 3,800. She said, hold on. Her husband, she came to work the next day and gave me a check, bruh. I said, if that ain't the most high, y'all, I shut that door and went in with that camera room. I was like, lady dropped me a check right then. And I'm like, holy crap. So when you trust the Lord and just give him your heart, no strings attached, right? Like, yeah, here I am, all of me, cocktail in hand, Bible in the other, like, here I am, all of me. Let's just be real, authentic, be you, that's me.
Yeah.
Listen. But when you're just all of you and you give him your heart, all your heart, he will show up every time. And I remind myself, I am always right where I need to be when I'm in the presence of Yah. So even right now, 10 minutes from now, 45 minutes from now, even when I was late, I'm always right where I need to be as long as I stay in his presence. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
So anyway, I don't even know what the topic was. Sorry.
No, you answered the question. You are doing fabulous. You're doing fabulous right now. I just want to say shout out to husband, shout out to John Stidham, and shout out to the lady at the hospital. All vessels of God.
Julie Bell.
Shout out to Julie. You know what I'm saying? When you watch this, shout out to you. We appreciate you for being obedient to the Spirit of the Lord, man. Because like you said, that can't be anybody but God. You got me feeling like we've known each other for 15 years now, man. You got me about to cry with you. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, hey, that's how it is when you're connected.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
that's what I tell people. When you're connected with the Most High, the creator of the universe. Let's clear this up. Who I'm talking about. There's so many different gods out here, but I like to make it known who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Yahuwah, Yeshua. Bro, when you did that prayer and I heard him say, I'm a she, I got to get into my roots. But anyway, that's who I'm referring to. When you're connected to him,
Yes, ma'am.
and it's a spirit, but we've been programmed to say he, but Yah, when you're connected, you always have that feeling of oneness. That's what you're supposed to feel when you're connected to another person that's connected to Yah. It's like,
Come on,
bro, I feel like I've been knowing you all my life, You're supposed to feel that way, All right.
come on, preacher, go on. We just gonna let you go ahead and
Oh
go.
Lord,
Just go.
please don't give me that title. Lord have mercy. Y'all don't put that title on me. Please, I don't want that
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now, what is the longest time that you have shown houses to someone before they purchased?
Oh Lord.
I like this question.
Let me think. Before they purchased?
Before they purchased.
Before they purchased, because I've shown to multiple people who haven't, they decided not to purchase. So before they purchased, I got to really filter this. This is a hard one. I would probably, my daggone husband might be the one. While I'm thinking about it, his tail can be, hold on, might be, I'll probably say about 6 months, maybe 6 months. Yeah.
So what about how long have you shown to people and they still haven't purchased?
Oh God. I think I got a client right now. I'm working on 1.5 years with her. Now that I think about it. So that's what I'm saying. Real estate is not, and then the money you spend, in that
Yes.
process.
Traveling, gas,
And then when you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'll just show the property, $50 a pop.
yes,
Come
ma'am.
on, I'm telling you, real estate is not for the weak, but you still have to be in position for the person and let them know I'm here for you. You know what I mean? Because I never want them to feel like I'm just attached to the commission side of it. Absolutely not. You know, I'm here to build a rich relationship with you that's going to last outside of this. So I'm going to tell you everything I know. If I don't know it, I'll find the answer, you know, and I'm going to be real with you. I don't think you should buy that, bro. That's polished poop. Like, that's the type of person I am, you know, with all of my clients, you
Yes.
know. So
That's how my realtor was. He was very informative. I think he said he spent over about a year before just showing properties before somebody purchased from him. And this man was driving from past Kissimmee, bro, all the way to Ocala, and then driving all over Ocala, showing us
it's
houses. You know,
far.
yeah, he was riding. It was taking him like 2.5 hours just to get down to where we were, and then spending all day taking us from different properties and stuff. So yeah, it's a labor of love. It is a labor
Yeah.
of love, and it's a lot that goes into it. And he told us, like you said, you know, hey, you see that's don't buy this has mold or this has this or stuff that we weren't even looking at. We just all up and looking at the pretty fixtures and stuff like that, and he's paying attention to every detail of the house. Like you said, it's very consuming of your time and consuming of your money and things like that. But what's the most rewarding thing, which we probably all know, but what's the most rewarding thing that you receive from realty?
I feel like the most rewarding thing would be to see the growth past obtaining the keys. So to me, it's like after they get the keys, what did they do with the keys? Right. To me, that's the most rewarding part because now that I've been in real estate a long time, and y'all, I'm praying daily about this, putting so much in my heart, and I'm learning to expose every layer of the real estate game in America to my clients. And when I see my clients who are willing to take that wisdom and run with it and not stay, how can I put this? Stay stagnant with the real estate process. Meaning, when I have a client who will take the value in that ownership mentality and allow it to multiply into dominion mentality for them, and really looking at the truth of what it is they're in. What is real estate? What is a mortgage? And what does that really mean? Does that mean you really own your home? Absolutely not. Mortgage, that's a whole nother podcast, bro. I expose everything to my people so they can understand what it is. Okay. When you know the truth, then you walk therein. So in anything, once you know the truth about anything, once you learn about Tesla, do I really want a Tesla? I'm still thinking out of it. And you take time to learn the truth. He said, no, you sound like my husband. Take the time and learn the truth in anything, whatever that thing is that you're pursuing. So when you pursue it and you do it, you can navigate that thing properly, right? So if you know the truth behind mortgaging and real estate in America, once you get in it and once you obtain the keys, your move and your strategy will be different from those who just look at the keys as my house. Absolutely
Right.
not, bro. This is an investment. I'm about to buy this house and
Yes.
make moves. This house is going to work for me and mine. This house is just
Yes.
not four walls. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, so another story too. And I'm learning so much about it. I'm learning a lot, and I'm just so grateful. I don't tell a lot of people yet, but I'll tell y'all, we're involved in our first international deal. So I'm like,
Okay.
I'm excited. My husband's like, oh God, Donzie, he trying to like, good. But but we got it done. We're getting it done, and it's just beautiful to just watch y'all move. That's something where I had to be obedient, and I had to just silence myself and allow y'all to position my husband's heart where it needed to be for that. I knew we had to bust a move, but he was like, oh, and finally y'all positioned his heart. And then my husband came to me, he was like, babe, you know what? I was thinking, you should go ahead and do this. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, okay. I'd already done it like 2 days ago. The Lord told me, go ahead and start submitting this, submit that, get this person. It was already in the works. I just shut my mouth, and wait for him, fall in line. But yeah.
DJ, you heard that, man? We got a degrees of separation, exclusive.
We were.
Let me ask you, do you work on both the sellers and buyer side of realty?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Buy, sell, investing. If you just want to learn and gain wisdom, I'm exposed in all of real estate. All of it. All of it.
Now,
Anything
I
attached to real estate, that's me. I'm exposed in it. I put myself there so that I can learn and be a resource for my people, a real resource that's not attached to commission. You see what I'm saying? That way
yes,
people can get wisdom and truth about this, because what you realize is people are not, they're not telling you everything. Because if you know everything about real estate, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I'm a resource. A good
now
resource.
I'm coming up on next week will be 2 years since I closed on my house. And
Woo!
thank you. Now, when before I went through that whole process, and thank God I had a great broker, a great realtor. Um, but I didn't know all I knew about was the down payment. All right, that's all anybody ever talked about was that down payment. But then when I started going through the process and
Mm-hmm.
learned about, you got to get inspections and you got to get appraisals and you got to get this and you got to get that. And now, what about on the seller side? I did some research as well. Because remember, I said I wanted to go to North Carolina, so I did some research about what you have to go through about selling your house and stuff. Talk about some of those things compared to when buying the house and the funds and you have to have a certain amount in escrow, and it's just a lot that people don't talk about. All we hear about is the down payment when you really need more than just that down payment. So what are some of the other things that goes into buying or selling a home other
So
than down payment?
what So I'm gonna start on the buying side first. When you're buying your home, the most important thing you need to do is save as much as you can. Okay, make sure that credit score and their credit report look great. Save as much money as you can. Learn about all the different programs. That's where the mortgage lender comes in. That's their specialty. Get connected with a mortgage lender that you can trust, and let them educate you on the programs that are available in your seats. Also, from the buying side, it's very important that you have a realtor or a real estate expert who's going to give you the tools that you need, meaning the wisdom up front. Like, they need to sit down with you and explain the process with you and let you know, hey, after this happens, then this. But also make sure you know that the realtor is supposed to be through the entire process, not just at the table, right? Like, they are the ones that are making sure things are in order. And the realtor is the one also making sure that the seller's agent, from a buyer's perspective. So if you're the buyer, your realtor from the buyer's perspective is supposed to make sure the seller is also on top of their game. And a lot of times as a buyer's agent, when I'm representing my buyer, y'all, when you're dealing with people that don't really have the experience and the right coaching from the brokerage that they're in or management that they're under, it gets, there's situations where I'm doing both sides because I'm
Wow.
making sure that all things are in order for my buyer, but I'm even representing the seller, right? Because you want to make sure that it's done right. So you just want to make sure you have a good resource that's giving you all of the tools, and they let you know upfront your numbers. It's always important. Know the numbers upfront, because the numbers are what matter. Understand and know that when you're shopping for a house, you have a window in which you can have your credit pulled and not be how can I put it? When you're ready and you're serious, you make sure you have 3
Hard inquiry.
lenders. Yeah, hard inquiry. Have 3 lenders. Never go with just one. You want to be able to compare, because every bank can do whatever they want to with their money as long as they stay within the federal guidelines. So that's why you'll have one bank that has a lower rate than the other. Their fees are lower than the other. Always get a comparison. But when you're ready, you have your 3 lenders. When you are ready, serious, you go ahead and have that first lender pull that credit. Once that first pull has been done, you have, I think it's 21 days from that first hit to shop around, meaning first hit is a hard hit. The other 2 are soft hits, so it's not going to affect the score. So it's very important that people understand and know how to maximize the time frame that they have so that it doesn't affect the credit score. So you don't want to have a hit and then wait 30 days later. Be serious, be diligent, get all the hits done within that window so it doesn't affect the score as much. And then fire off, get everything you need, have the money saved up. There's programs out there that will give you money, but I also like to caution my people, just because they're going to give you money for a down payment, that doesn't mean it's the right program for you. Because you got to look at it from a bank's perspective. If I'm going to give you money, I'm going to charge you more from giving you money. A lot of times, if they're giving you down payment assistance, please believe there's going to be a lien attached to that house. It's going somewhere. It's never giving when you're dealing with the water in your mind. If they're giving you something, you need to do your research and find out, okay, what does this mean? What does this mean? If you give me 10 grand for a down payment, where am I seeing that in my mortgage? Right? From a seller's perspective, the selling side is from a closing perspective is so much smoother, so much easier. From a seller's perspective, you want to make sure, one, before you get ready to sell, know what you want out of the house. That's advice I can give. Know what your absolute bare minimum is out of the house. And then what you need to do is you need to step back and look at your home from a buyer's perspective. That's just real talk. So often we have our own home and we see all this Redfin, Zillow, all that stuff. And we're like, oh, my house is worth this. Step back, look at your property from a buyer's perspective. If I were a buyer in this season, would I give this for my house? You got to remove the emotion, right? And look at the facts. So a friend told me the other day, no feelings, just facts. And I was like, oh, that's deep, because women were emotional creatures. But anyway, so from a seller's perspective, just look at the property as if you were a buyer. Okay, have that in the back of your mind. It's very important that you're sensitive to the market, because if the buyers aren't buying, there's no market. Let's just be real.
Right.
If we're buying houses, there is no real estate market. Done. Okay, so that's why I don't really like to ever say it's a seller's market or a buyer's market. If the buyers aren't buying, there's no freaking market. So from a buyer's perspective, just get the house ready. Get the house ready. Make sure you have an agent you can trust, and they're going to tell you to do the least amount of work to get the most money out of your house. You don't want to do too much. It's just too much.
It's just paint. Now, let me ask you this question. Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
I want to ask you this. This is a personal question, but it might help somebody that is in my position. Now, I just got solar panels installed. Does that add value to the home?
Hold on. I'm trying to make sure.
I put it like this. So with my solar panels, my light bill will not go over or under $142 for the life of the house.
Okay.
And it's set. And then once I pay it off, I own my energy.
What
Okay.
What do you mean own your energy though, Peacock?
I
Because
don't
you
have
said
a light bill anymore. I don't have a light bill now. That the 142 pays off the solar panels, and then if I have any remainder storage energy, I can sell it back to the state or the company or whatever. And once I pay off those solar panels, I own my energy. Everybody else is renting energy. And like I said, up until I pay it off, it's $142. I don't care. I can run my AC and my heat as much as I want to. I'm storing it up during the daytime, and at night I'm using that energy. So no matter what, it won't go over that. I won't have no $300, $400 light bill.
but
Is that
I want to make sure I'm hearing you right. All right, so you're gonna pay 142 for an extended duration, however long that may be,
right?
and then once you've fully paid off the price of the solar panels,
Yes.
you will not be receiving any more electric bill.
I pay a $30 connection fee to the company that I'm with now just to connect to their grid. But I would own my energy from that point. Now,
I might
does that
jump on that shoe.
does that bring value to the home?
In my opinion, yes, it would bring value to the home.
Thank you.
I'm trying to be safe
I
with
just
this
want to hear
answer.
from.
Yes.
I just want to hear from experts.
She's like, nah, don't run over there to old Cal Electric or whoever is over there and be like, yeah, my homegirl told me. Nah,
No, because if I sell a house now, it transfers over to the new owner. They would take over those payments. That doesn't follow me because it's like what would you call that? A, I forgot what it's called, but it's like a construction loan, pretty much. And they
Yeah.
would
So
pick
it
up
also depends
that tab.
on because me and my husband looked at a house in Florida that the solar panel system attached to it. The value, but the payoff too, like how much you pay for those solar panels, the type of solar panel that you bought or whatever, depending on the season and the market and the buyer, the cost of that
Right.
too. And you're like, okay, this is another cost that I'm going to have to take back on in addition to the so it does depend on, like how much you pay for them and what their cost is going to be monthly too. And then when you're doing the comp analysis on the property, how do you really equate the value of the home based upon the solar panels that you put up there? So you got to make sure that your price is not so inflated, just because you have solar panels, because that is a cost that the buyer still has to assume along with the mortgage. So you have to be very careful when, listing the property.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They'll know that they won't have no $300 light bills. They'll know that for
Right.
sure. So
That in itself.
yes, man. Because I mean, I've had them. I have 5 children, and they stay home all day, every day. And my wife, she stays home all day, every day, and that light bill can get pretty high during the especially summer months. I've had those
Mhm.
$300-$400 light bills. So I just wanted to hear from an expert's point of view that I made a proper investment. That's that. And maybe there might be
Yes.
somebody else that is in that situation. And see what a realtor has to say about it. Go ahead, DJ.
I don't think anybody's had a higher light bill than I've ever. Like, I think that mine is maxed out in the most in all the Gainesville history. That $900 light bill. Yeah, yeah,
That is straight
Hey,
foolishness.
what Teddy Pendergrass say?
exactly. I, yeah, that was bad. But I had, I was helping out a friend and there, but yeah, it was rough. We almost started lighting candles.
Almost started. Man, I heard about the hack that you could light a crown and it stays lit for what 30 minutes, we would have been lighting some crowns off in that place, man. but yes, DJ, you had anything?
Oh, are we wrapping up? My bad.
Yeah, we about to
This
wrap
was so
it up.
fun. I was nervous at first, and I was like, I don't know what I'm talking about this. And then I get up here and I'm like, this is my damn. I could do this all day. You know, you guys are great. This is so great. I feel like the space is very authentic. You know what I mean? It's here, you know, and it's a safe space. And this is what people need. They need to feel okay with like literally being themselves amongst other people, and this is freaking it. This is the problem. I hope y'all invite me back. Like I will come back and talk again. Like I'll come back and talk.
Yeah, you are more than welcome back at any time. If we don't call you back to come back on, look, it's okay for you to hit us up and say, look, can I just sit in on the session? Because we like to have, conversation. It's not just people. It's a conversation that connects us as well. Different things, because we're all in this world together. And, a perspective, especially a lady's perspective, in different situations, is very welcome. That's one thing I always brag about my wife about, is that she brought perspective into my life, because I looked at a lot of things a certain way in a male's point of view. And then my wife, we have these conversations, and she brings perspective and allows me to look at things in a totally different light. So a woman and a woman of God's perspective is very much needed when we're going into these deep philosophical, theological conversations that we like to have. So, I mean, you're more than welcome to come back whenever you get ready to come back on.
Thank you.
I just want to say, faith allows us to experience God in this life. You know, when and I'm actually in the process of learning it. Because I'm so calculated. I really can't do it unless everything's perfect. But the Most High is just teaching me, hey, sometimes I am going to challenge you. I am going to stretch that faith. Right, we go from faith to faith. How does that happen? God has to stretch our faith. You go from giving 10 to eventually giving 1,000,000. Your faith just stretches, and part of that stretching, the enemy is utilized. Like, that's just how it works. The enemy comes, hey, look, boom, 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 rearranges a couple of things, all in God's his allotted will, correct? And our faith gets us through it. You feel me? And I'm saying all that to say that I pray to God that you remain faithful. Miss Donzie, or Miss Titus, rather. Whichever you prefer. I pray to God that you just remain faithful. The Lord has been definitely moving in your favor, and I can't wait to have you back on.
Yes.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna say one more thing.
Yes, we're just going to give you the last word. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I didn't get to talk much about the other platform, the Who Am I platform. That's where I am y'all 85, whatever that is. That is the meat of me, and what Yah has called me to do in this season. So I'm finally stepping out and giving wisdom on that platform and exposing truth in every way possible. Whatever he leads me to speak, I speak, and it has just been phenomenal. So that's on Facebook as well. It's called Who Am I? And I use that to glorify Yah and just allow people to see him in my life, detached from religion. It's just straight, pure, authentic love in the presence of the Most High, like clockwork. What does that look like? I feel like people don't even know what that looks like anymore.
Yes.
They have this image of what their relationship should be like. And it's like, bro, my relationship ain't gonna look like yours. I hope it don't ever look like yours. I want a different relationship. We're all created equally yet different, you know. And one thing I want to say is being in a space where your faith is not needed is the most dangerous place to be. So if you're being stretched and you know faith is not needed and you got it going on, you're just moving and grooving life, pump your brakes, assess it and analyze it, because sometimes being in that space where you don't need faith, you don't need to humble yourself and submit to Yah and seek him and desire him like clockwork, danger zone. Pump your brakes, bro. Like assess it. What's whoa, you know? I just want to get this. It's real out here in these streets. So
Yes, ma'am.
sorry, I'm
Yes,
silly.
ma'am. Nah, you right on point, man. I'm usually in here cracking jokes and doing all that stuff as well. So, you know, you right on point. DJ, what you got for us, man?
Oh, the handles, drop the handles.
Go
You
ahead,
can
drop the handles, man.
you can find me on Instagram at Daryl DJ Sales, just like it's mentioned right down there. DARYLLE. Last name Sales like salesman, SALES. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm also in and out, Clubhouse with the theological debates. Things are heating up. You got a lot of brothers coming out there with true wisdom, historicity, the veracity of the Bible. They going in with it. So hopefully, um, where the Most High is taking me, um, hopefully, or not even hopefully, prayerfully, I'm trusting in God that eventually I will be counted among that number of theologians. But I'm kind of waiting till my kids get a little older, and then I'll go ahead and head back to school. So that
The apologist.
yeah, I mean, well, I don't know if I want to get into apologetics, man. It's the contention, man. Like I'm not the type of person to be like, nah, the contention is just too much for me. But I I do enjoy the feel. I do enjoy, just listening at least and
Right.
researching on my own time.
I'll tell you who was smooth with it, man. Ravi, man. My boy Ravi, he was so smooth with it. It wasn't even contentious. It was just he
Yeah.
just lay it out there for you, man, and let the truth be the truth. But yeah, man, I see you, man. Hey, man, I just sit back and just marvel sometimes. I just like to just jump and just listen, marvel at what God then gave you, man. I bless God for what He gave you, man, and allow us to be the partnership that we have, man. I say it to you about every fourth or fifth episode, but you can find me. Not me. What I was talking about. I never say where you can find me at. You can find us. Don't look for me. Look for us. Don't look for me. Don't look for me. You know me, DJ. I'm as private as can be, man.
Right.
You can find us at Degrees of Separation on everything. That's DEGREEZ. Degrees of Separation on Facebook and Instagram. Degrees of Separation on YouTube. All one word, man. You can find us on all streaming platforms, all major streaming platforms, all minor streaming platforms at Degrees of Separation. Give us a like, give us a follow. Give us a review, a rating if you would please. I mean, we give you good content, I'm saying? Just, hit us up with, a couple of 5 stars, 6 stars. They don't even go up to 6 stars, but we'll take a 6 star, talk about, but degrees of separation on everything, man. Hey, hit up that YouTube. Let's run them YouTube numbers up, man. We may be 1 or 2 degrees separated from each other, but when it comes to God, there should be 0 degrees of separation. And we out.
Degrees of separation, connecting to the source.